Round one.
Okay, here we go.
Fight.
We are completely new to this. We're throwing weapons. I'll try to play footsies here. I'm really not sure what I'm doing. I guess I'll try an air attack. Okay. Dodge that, so that's interesting. We're losing a lot of hits right now. Hey, I won off a grab, nice. I actually bamboozled him. Interesting. Unfortunately, we can't cancel it, I guess. Ooh. Okay. It's a little bit iffy. Oh man. That was an air attack. Too far. Oh, and I got smacked. Ooh. Okay. Let's try this out then. Relentless offense. Okay, he was mashing the attack button on that last one, so... Oh well. You're gonna take a loss. You're gonna take a loss early, but it is what it is. Trying to figure things out, but... Not much was done to customize it. It's sort of like a prototype of early access thing. Suppose it is. I mean, it's definitely interesting in that, there's definitely some work that went into this, for sure. Like, the system seems interesting enough.
Round one.
Okay, let's try this. I am level 1. This guy's level 2. Can't be that complicated. Let's just go into balance stance and try and play footsies. Charge and... Alright, we caught him out of the air. I admittedly don't have like a... I'm gonna go for overhead strikes now. See if we can beat him. Okay, yeah. There is one thing I'm noticing already is that stuff's a little bit jittery as you move around. Trying to play footsies here. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to play at least is observing linear attacks and then going around them. I'm just basically trying to 50-50 if the charge into attack or grab. And he's countering it by jumping. That's a sound strategy, I guess. I've taken like way too much damage here. Yeah, I lost that round perfectly too. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. Which means people on YouTube are gonna yell at me, that's for sure. Alright, let's try this again. Don't know how much of it is latency. Guess we just poke with him. Yeah. We just don't charge attack shenanigans. A quick strike will finish him off, though. There you go. Yeah, so that one was sound. I blocked his incoming air attack and then I poked him. And that got him. So that's cool. You do get some cosmetics for leveling up, I see. So there's your unlock system.
Round 1.
Oh, we're going right in. Alright. Oh, it's the same guy. Alright. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is actually a good connection or if we're kind of jittering around. So... I can't grab him either, so... He won't let me. What hit me there? Alright, that was a bit confusing. Alright, let's just stick with balance for now, I guess. I can't grab him, he just jumps and he gets to me. Just waiting there. Yeah, that movement is very jittery, I'll say that much. I'll just full charge and go for lunges, I guess. It does do the knockdown and stuff. I lost that game, but yeah. So I guess the problem is I'm not really figuring out what I'm supposed to do, which is a little bit confusing. It's neither here nor there. That could be because I'm bad, obviously I'm bad, I just started out, but... I just started out, so obviously I'm bad, I'm not really sure what I'm doing exactly. I guess the next step is, if I were really that committed to this and I wanted to learn this game, I would go onto the Discord and ask for help. But I don't know if I really feel like I'm connecting with this enough that I want to do that, you know. Not a knock on the game, obviously. I'm just trying some stuff. Oh man, this character's level 13. Alright. Trying to understand some stuff here. I hit her. Okay. Let's try and whiff punish and stuff. Like that, I guess. We're not a combo character, we're just single hits anyway, so... We are a single hit type of character, so... Yeah, okay. With punishing and just playing footsies and going for individual hits seem to be working. I guess we can play some Soul Calibur. Yeah, let's play some Soul Calibur. Oh, she hit my back. Wait for her to commit to something. I think I'm beginning to see a little bit of lag now, like the charge attack's coming out a bit late and stuff. At least based on what I'm seeing. Okay, I smacked her out of the air that time. Let's see if heavy helps her. Yeah, I guess heavy works off punishing a little bit. It is very linear though, unless you're using side attacks. Let's take it fast for now. Yeah, I punished the weapon thrower there. Let's smack the back end of that. Yeah, this guy full charges his stuff and then tries and gets me for it, but once he does that, he's committed. He's very committed to it. Yeah. So I guess that's a beginner tendency, just full charge, but once you let go of it, you're committed to it, so that's punishable. But it is what it is. Alright, I think I'll go one more.
Round one. Fight.
Okay. Try to grab. Alright, let's just fast dance for a bit. Trying to trap him with stuff. Oh, he went in for a grab. Nice. That's cool. Remember, that's an option. So this guy's playing a lot different than the previous guy. He's actually leveled up to 13 somehow. Oh, that's a long string. So I thought that was my punish, but apparently I'm getting smacked smacked by things here. Isn't getting rotated around. I guess this is where my, like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing comes in. I can't tell what will hit me and what won't hit me too. Like, for some reason I keep thinking my sword trail is going through the opponent and I think that's gonna connect, and it doesn't. Because it's actually a lot closer than I think it is. Yeah, you know what, I think I had enough. After playing a couple games, I guess I'll just give my opinions on it. The concept seems sound. I'm not sure if I'm doing things wrong or whatever, or if it's connection things or whatever, but I think there's a little bit of connection there because sometimes the opponents are jittering around a bit. But I mean, as a weapon-based fighting game, it's, in theory, it seems pretty okay. But the animations are a little bit janky, and it's sometimes a bit hard to tell what's going on. I'm guessing I've been playing on a very basic level of just like spacing and footsies and stuff, and trying to just like punish attacks. Like, oh, it's a linear thing. I'm gonna circle around to the left and poke, and then back off. So I mostly play broadsword, which is all single hits. There's no multiple chains on it, and I didn't really mess around with the stances too much. I used fast forward charge to punish at range, and I guess that's the basic theory of it. But other than that, it's like it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what's going on at times. And I think the biggest thing is that the indicator for where your attacks are gonna hit is very misleading. I cannot for the life of me tell if it's overlapping or not because it moves with the camera, it doesn't rotate, so it's more of a targeting reticule than it is an actual indicator. Which I guess, if the idea is just that it is a targeting reticule, it's not supposed to tell you where you're supposed to hit, you're just supposed to learn the range of your attacks by playing a lot. That's fair, but it's misleading is what it is. So I'm pretty sure this game has a lot more depth. Just by the look and feel of it, it's like, this is kind of like the kind of game that you have to go to an underground Discord server and learn the fundamentals and stuff. And there's like, well, there's no local 2P, so I don't think there's any tournaments for it. Maybe there are, I don't know. I should look it up. I'm curious. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just kind of I mean, it's okay, I guess. I guess I'm giving it a lot of leeway because I'm not sure how much of it is just due to me not picking up on the intricacies of it on my first game, and I want to be fair to it, you know? Like, you gotta be fair to the games that you're there on your first try, because I play games that sometimes seem simple on the surface, but you get deeper into it and it's like, there's like a world of mechanics and stuff that, whoa, it's so cool and everything. So I don't want to be unfair to it. I'm just saying, just giving my impressions on first surface level. I guess what I mean is like, I guess you could put it this, if you put it this way, on my first impression as, for my first impressions, checking this game out, it's not super welcoming, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So I guess on the accessibility level, it could stand to be a bit more, I guess, newbie friendly. And I don't mean that by make the game simpler or make it easier to execute or whatever. I don't mean that. I mean more teach the player better. The tutorial is fine as it is, but I think things like okay, this is how do you recognize the opponent's stance? You know, I think that's something important. If the stances are something that like they're like a rock paper scissors system where you beat them and they beat you and certain things or other, I think it's important to have a visual indicators that they're doing so, which I guess supposed to be like how they're holding the sword, but didn't really teach that very well. And B, you know, yeah, teaching the player. I think that's the important thing. Like, this is the opponent in fast stance, this is the opponent in balance stance. Then you can recognize what they're doing. And then like this is them winding up for a left attack. This is them winding up for a right attack. I think, yeah, you know what? That is the other thing. Just on my first impressions, I can't tell what the opponent is doing. And I don't know if it's because, again, it could be that you just have to play a lot to recognize the attacks, but I guess for a first impression casual player, the visual language of the game is very iffy, and I think this is why earlier I said that I feel like the animations are a bit like clunky or like janky and stuff. It's because there's no clear visual language to what the attacks are doing, so you can't immediately tell, oh, they're going up for a side attack, or oh, they're going for a linear attack. The only visual indicators that they're doing something is for charge attacks, when they start glowing blue and stuff. Is that, oh, they're winding up for a charge attack, I'm going to start backing off, and if they cancel it, I'm going to start backing off so they can't run up and grab me. Or if they let it go early and stuff, then I can circle around and attack them, things like that. See, that was a good visual indicator, and against that one opponent I had who was doing a lot of charge attacks, that was actually like, oh, he's doing a charge attack, I can punish him. That made sense to me. The rest of the stuff doesn't really make sense to me on first try. And I suppose if I played this a lot I would recognize it, but I think for a fighting game, it is very important for visual information to be communicated to the player, even for complete beginners. Just to be able to intuitively tell, oh, this is something, that is something, the visual language is clear. So, I guess that is one thing that is holding this back as a visual language. And I'm not talking about, and this isn't about difficulty exactly. How to read attacks aren't exactly a skill barrier that is a important gate for skill, I think, you can put it that way. That's not something that you want to add unnecessary difficulty in, because that's frustrating difficulty, not really real execution or execution barrier difficulties. Learning to recognize attacks. Attacks should be recognizable, and I think that's not going to make the game any harder or easier, but it makes the game a lot more readable and playable. So yeah, I think that's actually just my biggest I think that is my biggest comment about it, now that I think about it. The visual language of the game is a bit clunky, which makes it hard to play, or hard to understand at first glance. And I think I noticed that way back in training mode too. It's like at some point I just got information overload from like, oh, these are all the things you can do, and then there was no real visual indicator for it. For example, another example I guess would be things like attack strings. The indicator for what hit you're in during the strings are all on the bottom left, which you see like going 1, 2, 3, 4, the kind of thing, or 1, 2, 3. You can tell what it is by looking at the bottom left, but just looking at the attack strings on screen, not all of them are very clear. I think one thing that, if I were doing it personally, one thing I would design it to be is change the color of the trail, of the weapon trail, depending on how deep into the combo system they are. That would increase the readability a lot and be a visual indicator both for the player executing it and for the opponent. Like, what exactly are we doing? Is this my second, third hit? And then they will know, be able to like switch, oh, if I want to do third hit on this stance, then I can switch over to that and doing that. And yeah, I guess that would make it a little bit easier, but execution wise it's the same, and readability wise it's going to help a lot. Yeah, I think going further, like having different weapon trail colors for what stance you're in would help as well, just for in terms of readability. Because seeing how the weapon is being held is, I guess, is a thing. If you know what, different stances of holding a weapon would work if the silhouettes were recognizable. But this is a 3D game. This is a full 3D game when you're controlling the camera. Unlike a 2D game, or even like a 3D game like Tekken or Soul Calibur, where the camera is fixed in those games. So the silhouettes are controlled. You can see what they're doing. So stance characters, if they're standing in a different position or holding the weapon differently, you can tell immediately because, again, the silhouettes are very clear and planned here. Blade Symphony doesn't have that because you can control the camera to an extent. I mean, you're looking at them head on as well. So I guess what I'm saying is the visual information for the stances aren't very clear either. It's a matter of how they're holding their sword, I understand that. Like, holding it low to the ground, or holding it straight up, or holding it to the side. Those can make good silhouettes. In fact, the icons for it, I noticed on the bottom left, there's an icon for the stance you're holding it. Those are good silhouettes, but those are not represented well in the gameplay, so just looking at the opponent straight on, it's a little bit hard to tell. what stance they're in. Because the silhouette isn't very controlled because of the way the camera works. So I think the stances would have to be a lot more exaggerated, or at least holding the sword maybe further away from the body, or separate from the main silhouette of the player themselves. That will be able to communicate better how we're looking at what stance they're in and what they're about to do. Because unless the character is meant to be like a kind of like confusion food type of character, like you never know what they're gonna do next. It might be the drunken stance, and you don't know what move they're about to do next, or like the Sonic and Smash, where all his spinball attacks start up the same. Unless the intent is that, clear readability is very important, and I don't think the idea is for every character to be like that, you know. So I think that's my other criticism. It's a little bit hard to tell what the opponent is doing and what you're doing because of the visual language of the game. And I think that's what's holding it back the most, really, compared to like other games where stuff like that has happened. You know what it is? Absolver has a way stronger silhouette system. You can tell immediately like whether the opponent is in forward stance, in back stance, in side stance, by the way the body is being held, and they exaggerate the stances a lot, so their silhouettes change. Where they're head on. If they're facing to the side, because they're facing sideways to you, their silhouette's a lot thinner. You can immediately tell. And the attacks there are telegraphed as well, with like timing and impact, which makes the readability a lot better. So I think comparing this to Absolver, because that's my most recent memory for another game that's similar to this, it could stand to take a few pages out of Absolver's visual language. I think that's why it's not clicking with me as much as like Absolver did. And Absolver didn't really click with me that much. I guess I'm really just not that big a fan of these kind of like free-flowing battle, face-forward, free-form attack kind of things. I guess the other thing is like hit stun and block stun. That's another thing that's bothering me about this game. Hit stun and block stun, but what exactly is it about? I guess again it comes down to visual information again. Hit stun and block stun aren't exactly super clear, and it kind of why isn't it super clear? Let me think about it. The character clearly Ryu's, but was it the hit sparks? It might be the hit sparks. Well, I'm rambling anyway. I probably need more time to sit down and think about it from a game design perspective to really comment about it. But I guess the gist of it is that so far, it's lacking a lot of things in the design department that's making me not feel it as much as I hoped it would. Which is a bit unfortunate because I'm pretty sure the core of this is pretty solid. There's like stuff that goes into it, but it's really just not hooking me, unfortunately, which is a pity. I guess that was my long and rambling take on it. Sorry to ramble a lot about game design. It's just something that's interesting to me, I guess. Breaking down, okay, what this captures me, why? This doesn't capture me, why? And I think that's a pretty good breakdown of why this doesn't capture me. So yeah, that's Blade Symphony. And wow, okay, there are tournaments for it. They're net play tournaments, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like it's all online and stuff. It's kind of interesting. You know what? I'm curious. Do you guys want to see a Blade Symphony tournament? I'm just curious. Let's just boot one up. Let's take a look.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, and now we start.
Done.
Right.
Damn, that was a little bit of a. I don't know what happened there, boys, but.
Bit of a technical difficulties here, but Floen takes the big ass.
Oh, they canceled the grab. This is the real tournament experience, exactly. Oh my god.
Loss.
I wish that Floen would have
His performance is dropping drastically.
He was a goddamn beast before this.
Maybe
Alright.
he's a little bit scared. Is he
I'm hoping to
nervous?
hear stuff about tech and
He's
stuff.
almost hit that.
Ooh.
It seems like he's overly like aggressive style. He's completely gone. Look, he's backing out. He's completely afraid.
He's trying to recollect. He's trying to see what Bro Gamer's
Oh
doing. and
my
it doesn't seem
God,
to
dude.
work. He missed that intercept barely.
I mean,
Bro
he
Gamer
was like
playing
so
with him at this point
aggressive.
and wins again.
He was like so overly aggressive so far, but now it's
Yeah. It seems his playstyle just doesn't work versus Bro Gamer.
goddamn Floan. Goddamn, I trusted you, my boy. Well, GG boys.
Oh, that was the end of it. Okay. I was kind of well, the matches go by so quickly now. Now I think about it. I didn't have time to talk about the game or what's going on in it, which is a pity. It's like I was hoping to learn a little bit. Like the commentators would talk about like, oh, what's the player doing here, and what's so good about this option? What are they doing in a response to the opponent? But it is what it is. It is like I can't. It's not like this is some huge MLG esports tournament. So I'm just gonna have to take what they get. You know. I guess it does look interesting, but I don't know if like. Well, I mean, at least it's cool that it's cool that it's got an underground tournament scene. That's more that can be said for a lot of fighting games. So it's sort of this underground thing, and that's cool. The free-to-play updates brought more people in, and some of the older people are angry about it. But who knows? Maybe this will make the scene grow a bit bigger. I don't know. I don't see this going any. I don't see this growing like. I put it this way: if For Honor isn't that huge a game to begin with, and that's competitive, and it is trying to push a little bit for tournaments and stuff, and I know that one has a community. If that doesn't have anything beyond this kind of production values, I doubt this is going to get beyond this kind of production values either. But that's alright, because play the games you enjoy, run tournaments with them, go ahead. No one's going to stop you. And if it brings someone happiness, then hey, as long as the game is there and... Oh wait, this is an online only game. Make a local versus, people. That will help a lot for grassroots events. Make local versus possible. Oh, right. This is a first-person view only thing, I guess. Make LAN possible. Yeah, I guess that is kind of the problem, isn't it? With like arena fighters and this kind of things, like Pokken and stuff. I play Pokken. Trust me, I know the struggle of like, oh, we need 2 setups just to get one one tournament set on. It's a bit of a mess, but you know, LAN's an option. But LAN in, guys. That would help a lot. Yeah, Blade Symphony. I hope I treated this game with enough respect and gave it the fair shot it did. I'm sorry it didn't really catch me. I hope you guys understand. If you're a part of the Blade Symphony community, I have nothing but respect for you guys. Fight the good fight. And yeah, that's Blade Symphony. Hope you guys enjoyed this little look into it.